Hi everyone, my name is Andra and I'm from the Northern Ireland Youth Forum. I would like to talk to you about something that takes up a lot of news headlines and generates loads of different reactions. No, not the coronavirus. Climate change. So, what is climate change? Is it real? Is it even a big deal? What is the truth? Is the world actually getting hotter? Simple answer, yes. The planet's average surface temperature has risen by just over 1 degree Celsius since the late 1800s. However, most of the warming has occurred in the past 35 years. The 5 warmest years on record have occurred since 2010. You might think, big deal. 1 degree Celsius is hardly anything. With our weather in Northern Ireland, we may well think that is a bonus. But keep in mind that our global climate is finely balanced. In fact, just a 3 to 4 degree drop in temperature would trigger another ice age across the planet. So, what might a 3 to 4 degree rise in temperature do in the next century? Does the world's climate not change naturally? Well, yes. The Earth's climate has always changed throughout time, largely due to variations in the Earth's orbit around the Sun, plate tectonics, and meteorites hitting Earth. In the last 650,000 years, there have been 7 ice ages. That's when temperatures drop by several degrees, and typically there would be 1 mile deep snow and ice over Northern Ireland for thousands of years. In fact, we only came out of the last ice age about 12,000 years ago. So technically, we're now in the period between ice ages, when the world gets naturally warmer. However, the problem is not that it's getting warmer. The problem is how fast it is getting warmer. Unnaturally fast. Faster than ever before. That's the issue. Why is the world getting unnaturally hotter? Simple answer, us. 97% of climate scientists are in agreement. We're accelerating global warming through our activities. We're pumping unprecedented levels of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap the sun's heat, and as a consequence, the Earth warms up. Is this really a big deal? Well, yes. No matter what your worldview is, the fact of the matter is that we only have one planet to live on. And if we mess this one up, we don't really have an alternative. Rising sea levels, more extreme storms, and prolonged drought are just some of the threats to the 7.8 billion of us, and to every other living thing on this planet. So how can we be better environmental stewards of our one and only inhabitable planet? How can we protect this planet for our future and for our children and grandchildren? The most important thing that we can do is to ask politicians, governments, and local authorities to create the systems which will allow us to live sustainable lives, to protect our future and the future of the natural world. We're facing both a climate and an ecological crisis, and they both need to be addressed at the same time. This is why I personally find it important to take part in the youth climate strikes. The aim is precisely to put pressure on politicians to make changes in key sectors, to include climate change and the ecological crisis on the curriculum, and to better inform the general public on the urgent need for actions. At the same time, each one of us can try and make changes in our own lives to help combat climate change and protect the natural world. Here are a few ideas of how we can help. walking, cycling, and using public transport where possible instead of driving or being driven by our parents. Moving to a mostly vegetable-based diet. This is important as the farming industry is responsible for a significant amount of greenhouse gases, like methane and carbon dioxide, and loss of wildlife through habitat destruction and use of toxic chemicals. Say no to plastic, be it packaging or products. Plastic is made from oil, a fossil fuel. Plus, we have seen how it pollutes our waters and land, affecting wildlife and our own health. Never drop litter on the ground. I'm sure you don't anyway. Apart from looking unsightly, litter can be mistaken for food by wildlife, and eating it harms them. The fashion industry has a significant impact on the natural world through pollution and resource use. You may have heard people say about clothes, use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. This means we should use our clothes as long as possible rather than buying new ones all the time and pass them on when they no longer fit. Use your recycling bins and facilities to the max. Recycle everything that you can, including food waste, which the council turned into compost for our gardens. We need to fly less, much less. This means more holidays on the island and travelling by ferry and trains to the UK and Europe when possible. The journey, an adventure in itself, and it will help the local economy too. Please avoid foods and beauty products which contain palm oil. Many biodiversity-rich forests in Asia are being cleared to make space for palm tree plantations, destroying wildlife habitats. Putting more insulation in our homes means we use less energy for heating. And most fun of all, make our gardens welcoming to wildlife again. Letting native species take hold will provide better food for pollinators and birds. There is no such things as weeds, by the way. Every plant has its purpose in nature. The local birds will also be grateful for water and seeds being put out in our gardens. These are just some of my suggestions. I'm sure you can think of others too. We have a short window of time of about 10 years in which to make the necessary changes to help us reverse the course of climate change and nature crisis. The positive choices we make now will improve not only our future, but also the lives of future generations. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Bye!